here's the low-hanging
right.
message that exists.
Okay.
This is super obvious. This is number 6. Here's AOC again. So easy at this point in terms of the messaging. So obvious, and she's so far the only one who's delivering this explicit message. I would imagine we are hours, if not, we are days, if not hours away from hearing other Democrats now realize, oh, this is the messaging that's going to work. And essentially saying, I'm sorry, Jeffries, I'm sorry, Schumer, I'm not going to go along with just rubber stamping this budget.
And before people get upset about her phrasing here, she's already clarified that she continues to support abolishing ICE. She's talking about cutting it here specifically in reference to the appropriations bill. She clarified that on Twitter this morning.
Government funding, we're about to run out of money. What should be the red lines when it comes to ICE funding? When it comes to DHS, should there be policy or reduction in funding? What should be the options?
I mean, in terms of which deadlines line up with which goals, that's a tactical decision to be made. But my position has always been clear that ICE funding should be cut. We're seeing what they're doing with this reckless explosion in funding, and mind you, just so everybody knows, I want everybody to understand the cuts to your health care are what's paying for this. All that extra money that everybody's paying right now in their premiums, all that extra money that you're paying, it is paid for it is all of that extra money that the government and the ACA subsidies that was given to nearly $1 trillion in healthcare was taken out and given to ICE. So understand how these dots connect. You get screwed over to pay a bunch of thugs in the street that are shooting mothers in the face. That is what this administration's doing. That's what the Republican Party did.
The messaging doesn't get better than that.
That's
and
exactly
people
it.
are complaining about what, I mean, come on. It's unbelievable. The idea that a politician shouldn't message to like the people, like, I can't even begin to entertain the idea that people have an issue with that.
Yeah.
That is the message that needs to be adopted. But the reason why Chuck Schumer can't say that is because if Chuck Schumer says that, then he has to hold the line and actually not just rubber stamp the budget for DHS when it comes up for a vote. If Jeffries also echoes that very obvious messaging, you have two things that are happening right now in this country in terms of we have an affordability crisis that is most acute at this moment when it comes to health insurance. And most acute in that sector with people who with ACAs, but of course, who had ACA subsidies. But of course, everyone's paying more for their health insurance because of this. And we have an explosion of fascism where we have thugs on the street attacking people, teenagers for swearing, and observers for videotaping and shooting people in the face for trying to protect or make immigrants aware of ISIS presence. And she has wrapped it up in a bow with about, in less than 90 seconds for the messaging. And the Democratic leadership cannot use that incredible gift that they've just been given because they are so desperate to make sure that no one knows that they exist as a political party in this moment.
And the copy paste that messaging for Israel funding too. This is a question of priorities by our government. And the people fundamentally understand that they're getting screwed. And the question is, what are our tax dollars going to? It's not going to improving my life. It's not going to changing the cost of living crisis. It's not going to my rent. It's not going to my wages. It's not going to my health care. And you can say it is going to the secret police here in the United States, and it's going to fund a genocide in Gaza. And whoever is able to make that message simple for people, and we can shift that money away, claw it back, and bring it to you for your life, for childcare, for health care. If you can harness that messaging, you'll be the candidate in 2028. No question. No question.
The idea that there's like this hostility to big government, and then the Republicans send fascists to shoot people in the face, and Democrats are still afraid of doing single payer. It's crazy. But I don't know if we want to draw this connection even more finely. Wesley Bell was asked by, I think, KSDK News about his vote to thank ICE last year, and his response isn't super impressive. If we just want to run this real quick.
Former Congresswoman Cori Bush pointed out your vote to thank ICE or express gratitude to ICE last year.
That resolution was about a thwarted terrorist attack in Colorado. That's all it was. And so, unfortunately, that's how the DC machine works with messaging, is to try and misconstrue meanings and things of that nature, but that's what it was about.
Okay, pause it. Okay, you still voted for it. I mean, look, everybody gets the idea of like you put certain things into message bills and this and that, but what was it, 75 House members?
Yep, 75.
Okay.
To thank ICE.
Which means that over 125 Democrats didn't. And this is simple, like you just want to look at this like it's success for politics. It was so obvious that ICE was going to be a problem, that ICE has been a problem. So obvious. None, maybe somewhere there's a video of somebody going up to one of those 125 plus Congress people who did not vote for that. Are you against the thwarting of terrorist attacks in Colorado? Because if we just take him at his word here, then what he's guilty of is absolute political malpractice.
Yep.
And it's political malpractice. None of this is in any way surprising. The whole reason why we wanted Chuck Schumer to shut the government down the first time, and he didn't, was because it basically paved the way for the big, beautiful bill.
Which
Politics is about momentum. When they have a tiny, tiny margin and they feel like they have impunity, they have brought the Democrats to their knees, which is exactly what they did in that first budget fight. They brought Chuck Schumer to his knees and had Chuck Schumer waddle up on his knees and hand it to them. They were far more able to maintain discipline to vote for that big, beautiful bill that put almost $1 trillion into ICE. I mean, this is so obvious.
For an administration that J.D. Vance was saying, we don't have the luxury of due process because it's such an emergency. Okay, give them $1 billion and not understating it, and then not even push them on the due process thing.
We are 6 months away. Well, actually, now I guess we're only 4 months out from when Chuck Schumer said, well, according to my plan, it's all going to fall apart by September. They're all going to abandon Trump. Well, they might abandon Trump. Maybe Bovino will be their candidate in 2028.
Yeah.
But it ain't getting better.
But
it's not going to get better with Chuck Schumer saying like, okay.
But even embedded in that is the myopia and the malpractice of focusing purely on electoralism. Like, I mean, it is just unbelievable how they basically are just white knuckling it to the midterms. The American public be damned. Like, why do you think that people don't support the Democratic Party and it's as unpopular as Donald Trump right now? It's because they refuse to stand for anything, and they make it so obvious that they're so nakedly self-interested.
But if their self-interest was in any way,
but it's not tethered to reality. Yeah, but they want to eke it out and they want to win on their terms. That's the problem, too.
Yeah, and his terms are antithetical to what anyone should be.
Right. and on their terms too means this dereliction of duty of leadership, of reining in DHS,
Well,
of
I was
ICE.
talking to Bill Ackman, and Bill Ackman had a point. I mean,
Oh, the number one donor to Jonathan Ross, you
well,
mean?
10,000's not much for him. To be fair, $10,000, he's a billionaire, Matt. I mean, come on.
Couch cushion change.
Come on, he just found that. That could have been like his per diem for his dog walker. All right.
Warren and all those folks, hurry up. Get him out of there.
That's what I mean. That Warren speech seems to be an indication that they're trying to make a move, but as we
Move with
implored
boldness.
last,
We'll play some of this.
that, yeah. But as we implored last week, like it's got to happen. I mean,
There's only so much of a move you can
Yeah.
make if you haven't been able to convince other senators. And so, clearly what they're doing is, and she's coming public on this, is creating that pressure so that other senators come along on board for this. Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.